Good evening, dear televiewers of My Media Prime Television. Thank you for joining us on Wednesday's edition of the newscast. It is coming to you live from Douala, Cameroon's economic capital city. My name is Macdella, Eyong Bisong for presentation. We begin today's edition of the newscast in the Southwest region, chief town of the Southwest region to be precise, where Boya victims of the floodings have been handed relief materials by the Minister of Territorial Administration, and this was done yesterday as the minister advised that sensitization be done to the population on the dangers of building on water paths. Emanuela C was there and filed on this report from Boya.
After receiving the bad news about the flood in Boya, Minister Noel Tamnjong is here to assess the situation and how bad the overflow was. The Minat boss came bearing gifts of rice, mattresses, blankets, vegetable oil, and soap for those affected.
For all those who are victims, the government will help you to see into your difficulties.
The affected population, who were called to gather at the governor's office here in Boya, say help indeed has come.
I was very sad. Nearly that water nearly carried me and go. I was inside the kitchen, and before I discovered myself, water was coming inside the house. I would go move outside. I was shouting, neighbor, you should come move. So even my things that I came outside, all of them go.
The minister, who brought encouraging words from the Yaoundé Unity Palace, advised that the population need to be sensitized and educated on the dangers of building on waterways. But how long will these bag of rice feed his family? Pa Mafani Malange wonders.
If you have 5 fingers missing, they give you one. You consume it for 1 week or 2 weeks. Depends on the government.
The number of victims keeps on increasing, but authorities say sharing will continue today and noted that every affected person will be attended to.
With the Boya flooding still in our minds, our reporter Julien Dambi met with some residents of Boya as well as an expert who are now advising that authorities in Boya get to serious work on the issue of town planning so as to avoid last Saturday's incident. Her report.
As Boya population continues to grow, experts say it has become even more crucial for more town planning efforts to be made so that the city is safe for everyone. This is as a result of the presence of Mount Cameroon, which periodically vomits its lava over the area.
The issue is that, you see, the way in this town, in towns in Limbe and Boya, the way they give building permit is too poor. You don't allow a heavy structure of 2-3 floors to be constructed without you doing what they call the implantation. You must know the implantation area where a construction is taking place.
Takang Hans Tako explains, the potential places of settlement must be well studied before individuals are allowed by authorities to settle there.
There must be a commission, starting from the DO to the town planners, to the engineers of the council, and even the local authorities like the chief and his technicians. So they will study and know that each person constructing in that area has respected the norms of the road, the drainage system, and the embankment that he has to construct. If these things are not taken into consideration, this thing will continue. We'll keep on suffering this thing years to years.
To some, the difficulties in obtaining lands in the city of Boya may have caused some residents to build in risk zones.
To obtain land is very difficult in Cameroon, and at times people will have to go and build on areas where the government has not authorized, and as a result, when we have this kind of natural occurrence, it may hit us to the very heart point where we are today. So I believe that maybe it's because there is no proper town planning.
To Barrister Tamfo Richard, a Boya resident, the responsibility now lies on the shoulders of the Boya Council to ensure this disaster doesn't occur in future, or to ensure the city is more proactive in dealing with situations like this.
I think what the mayor should do is that there should be a proper town planning. They should educate the population as to where to build and not where to build, because at times we even experience situations whereby people are given building permits on areas where they are not supposed to build. So there should be a proper town planning. They should be able to educate the citizens, and they should also do proper studies. The experts in climate issues should also be able to preview.
As at now, the government, represented by the Territorial Administration Minister Paul Atanganji, on Tuesday, March 21, 2023, has presented relief aid to the victims of the floods, while many hope more is to be done for them and actions is taken to keep Boya safe for all.
And in the country's capital city, the Constitutional Council has rejected petitions contesting the conduct of the just-ended senatorial elections on grounds that formalities were not in consonance with the law. Bo Elvis reports from Yaoundé.
The FDC opposition party wanted the complete cancellation of the senatorial election in Nangai Boko and the entire central region of Cameroon. All petitions were rejected by the Constitutional Council.
Du moment où un parti politique transporte les électeurs, il tombe là sous le coup de l'article 200.
Once a political party transports voters, they violate the electoral law, which forbids gatherings and favors to voters with the intention of influencing his vote. We think other political parties, especially the CPDM, should respect these.
Les différents partis politiques doivent respecter ces gars, surtout le RDPC.
Sending someone else to vote on a councillor's behalf was another debatable topic raised during petitions before the Constitutional Council.
Le débat, il est clos.
The debate is over. Those who sent others to vote for them have recognized giving the others. I don't know why people are complaining in the place of those who gave the others. At the end of the day, the CPDM emerged victorious and now have to wait for the official confirmation of their victory.
The law is quite clear on the petition and objections from candidates, political party or government agent after senatorial elections. So the petitions that were filed is in consonance with the rules specifically prescribed for senatorial elections. But unfortunately, all the 6 petitions were thrown out on grounds that the facts formulated were not either in consonance with the law or does not give ground for the Constitutional Council to invalidate the election. That is why most of the petitions and objections raised by the petitioners were thrown out by the Constitutional Council.
The other 30 senators will be appointed by the President of the Republic before the 6th of April. The plenary session opens on the 11th of April, a highly awaited moment during which senators will vote the constitutional heir of President Paul Biya.
And in the Northwest region, at least 3 people have sustained injuries along the Bambui-Bambili stretch of road following a car accident which occurred on March 21, 2023. Ewane has details.
The Bambui-Bambili stretch of road in Bamenda, Northwest region of Cameroon has been under construction for several years now. Yet very little has been achieved as circulation on this stretch of road is still a problem, resulting in recurrent road accidents. The most recent accident occurred Tuesday, March 21, 2023, leaving at least 3 persons severely injured. According to report, this is the second motor accident occurring along the same Bambui-Bambili stretch in less than 5 days. In the meantime, the injured are currently responding to treatment at a health facility. It is worth noting that the Bambui-Bambili stretch on the Northwest Ring Road is the lone highway leading to the State University of Bamenda and also connects to other divisions in the region. Despite the initiation of reconstruction works on this road stretch for years now, road users, drivers and the student community of the University of Bamenda, amongst others, have oftentimes raised complaints of the state of the road, while noting that the rate of car accidents on the said road has witnessed an increase.
Heavy rains in Santa Mezam division of the northwest region of Cameroon completely blocked the stretch linking Santa to Bamenda, leaving passengers stranded yesterday, Tuesday, March 2022. Island Summer has details.
Vehicles stuck in the mud, passengers sitting in them for hours upon hours along the Santa Bamenda stretch in the northwest region. A frustrating situation caused by heavy rains the night of Monday, March 20, breaking Tuesday 21, 2023. Worth mentioning is the fact that the said stretch is undergoing construction works to ease movement of passengers and goods from the center, littoral, and west into the northwest region of Cameroon. These vehicles from various travel agencies in the aforementioned regions got stuck around Lycée Bachua, Kombu in the west to mile 12 Santa in the northwest region. The state of road has been described as extremely bad by the users. It should be noted here that the road linking the west to the northwest and other parts of the country has for years suffered neglect, with rehabilitation works going on from time to time, but usually destroyed during the rainy season due to heavy floods and abandonment. Nonetheless, poor road infrastructure is a threat to the economic progress in every nation. Without a good transport system, there cannot be smooth functioning of economic development. Within Cameroon, like in any other country, roads link regions, divisions, subdivisions, cities, villages, and may either make easy or ruin the movement of goods and people.
Some of the people who fled the war out of Libya-Lem Division have returned. Our reporter Derek Jado traveled back to Libya-Lem Division and then filed in this report.
When I flown into Menji in an helicopter last August 2022, the area seemed abandoned and no single civilian could be seen. March 2023, 7 months after, I am returning to this divisional headquarters of Libya-Lem Division in the southwest region of Cameroon, this time by road, to talk to those who fled the war and have now returned. We finally arrived in Menji and we saw the street busy once again. I met Pa Johnson.
I said, hey, Master, are you from my wing? I live a lot with wing. Nabula they pass. I hear food. People they run group.
He was 74 years when the hostilities started. Now 80. He says he never knew what was going on. Day one of the war.
I say I go see the thing. I want to come from my missing no commodity. Now so I said the show say what will happen. I don't even know which way they outside. People don't know I'm all.
As people kept running out,
it
was when I knew my once peaceful birthplace has been transformed into a war front. The separatist fighters and the military were exchanging fire consistently, he told me. And from that moment, life was not the same. As new security measures were instituted, you don't walk in a group of 2 or 3. You don't use a torch or light a stick of match at night. If you do, you might not live to tell the story. Many people died and their bodies were never buried. for everyone was on the run, he says. And when the heat was unbearable for Pa Johnson, he left stool for his farm. There he slept in the open for 6 months.
Under rain, so in front of my oven, 6 months.
And later moved to Kumba. Against the wish of his children, he has returned to Menji. To him, returning to Menji will give his children a reason to one day come home. Unfortunately, his house he left behind had collapsed. But Pa Johnson is thankful for the peace that is returning.
Anytime you are praying, you don't say, Papa God, now you make the world. Now you make people them, you are people them.
God, you are the one who created this world.
For your power.
And your people.
Will not happen.
This situation that your children are killing each other. Please, Father, water this evil down. This is the daily prayer now of Pa Johnson and all those who have returned to Menji.
Ceasefire. As the Lord ceasefire, however, has no day way, forever no day.
They might have lost many things, but not their faith in God.
Elements of the Bafoussam Central Police Station have dismantled a makeshift factory specialized in the production of fake Heineken beer in Bafoussam. Katharani Kongwe.
This house, found in Bamensi, a neighborhood in the Bafoussam 1 subdivision, has been transformed into a beer production unit by this 65-year-old man. The man, who claims to be an internally displaced person from the Northwest region, after interrogation disclosed that he decided to engage in the illegal activity because of hunger.
Heineken brasserie.
The stock of bottled beer and empty bottles were seized by authorities who say, although the drinks look real to the human eyes, the content is toxic. This is the room where we discovered bottles of Heinekens. From a mere look, the drinks look original and are consumed in big places that I cannot cite. But they are produced illegally by an individual in a nasty room in very insanity conditions. Our investigations made us discover urine and different types of strong substances, which the suspect mixes and bottles for commercialization, which is toxic to the health, and imagine the lives at stake. It should be recorded that a few months ago, a similar case was observed where custom officials in Bafoussam headquarters of the West region of Cameroon had shut down an illegal factory producing wines, spirits and other alcoholic drinks dangerous to the human system. Also in Bamenda late last year, security officials in the Northwest region uncovered and terminated the operation of 2 fake wine production units in the city, who are said to have been operating in total illegality with the packaged and bottled finished products, allegedly of low quality and harmful to human health. Meantime, the 65-year-old man is currently under police custody alongside a top lawyer customer awaiting trial.
The Office of the Northwest Independent Public Conciliator has presented its works for the year 2022 and a roadmap for the year 2023 during a press conference at the Northwest PIC head office in Bamenda Upstation. Our reporter Charles Kibo filed in this report.
The press conference that brought together pressmen in the region and some delegates of the region who all had different worries to table to the Public Independent Conciliator Office. The Northwest Public Independent Conciliator Tamfu Simon Fai presented the success story of the Northwest Independent Conciliator Office for the year 2022. Announced some 44 cases were brought to the Conciliator Office after visiting 18 local councils to talk to the population about their activities. Said this year 2023, the Northwest Public Independent Office intend to intensify their visit to local council areas, talk to the population who for now know little or nothing about the office, though after organized seminars to educate the population on the rule of the office, he called for speedy fund disbursement to councils. Among the many problems faced by the Independent Consulator Office, the Northwest Public Independent Consulator Tamfu Simon Fai said is the socio-political crisis affecting the Northwest region and the topography of the region, making it impossible to access some areas and the limited staff for much work.
We are concerned, we've seen that difficulty, that it is not humanly possible for the staff here, which itself is very reduced by text. We are not supposed to be 20 of us. And for now, we are operating with half of that, 50%. So we saw that it was not possible to cover the whole division. So what we have done, if you listen very well, you see that we have the tendency of calling people to come for seminars, to be informed. All the senior divisional officers have been here. All the mayors of the Northwest region have been here. The city council has been here. The regional assembly and its executive branch have been here. And we've gone right down to talk to what we call community-based actors.
The press conference was also an opportunity for the staff working at the Office of the Public Independent Consulator for the region to be presented officially.
A 34-year-old primary school teacher, Keme Emeldin, was delivered of quadruplets in Bonaberi, Douala, littoral region of Cameroon. Bokengo Kemiaworth tells us more about the betting.
Songs of joy and gladness filled the premises of Partner in Health Clinic Bonaberi, who safely delivered of a human 4 babies yesterday, March 21, 2023, in the country's economic capital.
She came with no money. So I told her, madam, this kind of pregnancy, they will not allow you to go on level for triplets. The appropriate way to do is to operate you upon and remove the kids. That's a sure way to get these kids normal, to get them out normal. So we prepared her mind, and she, financially she wasn't able to provide. She told us she had 40,000.
Reports say Mr. Tamfu Polycarp and his pregnant wife were referred to Partner in Health Clinic from the Bonasama Hospital for an echography 1 month to her due date. The echography results showed she was to be delivered of twins, but after further diagnosis and ultrasounds, the echography showed 3 babies. However, these results were overturned by an amazing turn of events.
We just programmed her for the cesarean station, which we carried this morning. We hope that we're going to meet 3 kids. But upon entering, we found that there were 4. So these are the quadruplets here. And what is so funny and amazing is all 4 are 4 boys. It is miraculous. I think God is wonderful.
Doctors on seat say
21st of March 2023, a blessed day because we don't get the opportunity for welcome 4 healthy baby boys. Then we will come impact our well even better than thing we do for year. Born from a mom who is a teacher and a father who is making ends meet in the forest. So thank God for this opportunity.
Worthy of note is the fact that the term mani in Cameroon refers with respect to a woman who has given birth to twins. However, when the number doubles to 4, it's both a miracle and an anxiety, especially when income is limited. To this regard, Mr. Tamfu and his wife plead to the power that be as well as well wishes to extend a hand of fellowship with them, bearing in mind that the couple already have a set of twins.
Every March 22nd is celebrated globally as International Water Day. Many Douala city dwellers have expressed dissatisfaction with the distribution and quality of potable drinking water across the city by Camwater. Nolinga met with some of these Douala city dwellers and then put together this report.
Some Douala city dwellers have accused Camwater, popularly known as SNEC, for not meeting up in their role of fairly distributing potable drinking water across the city. One of them is Madame Chanceline, a fruit vendor who needs the services of water regularly in order to run her business smoothly on a daily basis, but this is her plight. There is no water in my area because Camwater does not supply water there. We only drink water pumped out from a borehole, which in turn makes us to fall sick. Meanwhile, according to this other trader, it is the sparingly distribution which is a problem she has termed discriminative. Water in special areas. In some areas, water is supplied by SNEC, while others are not privileged to be supplied of the same water. Since we launched a campaign and even applied for this company to react, but till date, our documents and pleas seem to have fallen on deaf ears. Talking to a third person, the cry is consistent: dissatisfaction with the supply of water. I'm not satisfied. It's serious in my area. I have even paid for a meter to be installed in my house, but water never flows. I pay bills every day, yet I do not even use the water. Where does the water go to? What then is the need to keep on paying bills without using the services they are due? However, a minority of persons like Mr. Hamna Baku is just a few who are fortunate to be enjoying the constant supply of water, as he has also appreciated the quality and quantity of water he receives in his area. Without water, one can't live, because it is with water that we clean up. That is why we are grateful that at least we have a steady supply of water. Truth be told, the water in my area is clean because it is sourced by SNEC. It is not from the borehole. As the world celebrates the International Water Day for the year 2023, we go down the streets of Douala, and oftentimes the city is characterized with poor drainage systems and other leakages as these. And in worse terms, some gastronomy sectors, due to lack of water, would prefer to reuse dirty water, which is hardly ever changed due to the limited supply in meeting up with their services, as can be seen in this case. Given that water is a universal solvent and also covers about 71% of the Earth's surface, with Douala also being a littoral city, it is hoped that as the world celebrates the Water Day under the theme Accelerating the Change to Solve Water and Sanitization Crisis, the powers that be could also take into consideration the plight of the common man, with appropriate answers coming in soonest.
In the meantime, the General Superintendent of Deeper Life Ministry, Evangelist Kumuyi, has arrived in Cameroon. His mission to the country is for a 6-day crusade, as Colette Loom tells us more.
Enchanting echoes in the air welcoming the international evangelist Pastor Dr. W.F. Kumuyi, who arrives Cameroon with this same Jesus, the Prince of Peace. It is 4 p.m. at the Douala International Airport. He arrives Cameroon and is greatly welcomed by Christians of the Deeper Christian Life Ministry for the Global Crusade with Kumuyi, GCK. The trumpets sound harder, louder, and indicate Dr. Kumuyi's presence in this nation will impact.
There are some visions that God shows himself, but there are some visions that God knows what we desire, He knows what's best for us, and He gives us that vision, and He puts the tools in our hand to fulfill them. My vision for Cameroon is for a united nation, and for a peaceful nation, a progressive nation, And if we believe that together, we ask the Lord, and the Lord is going to do it tonight.
Many years back, he was in this land of glory, and coming again, lives will be transformed.
When you come to a place for the first time, you are interacting with them for the first time. That first one is introduction. And the next one is now to construct. We're constructing this because you've laid the foundation. You come the third time and you come to put all the walls and all the windows and all the colors and the roof and everything. And we're going to have something grand that we've never seen. This one is going to be a total entire manifestation of the power.
After all the beautiful exchanges, Evangelist Kumuyi goes to his place of rest, preparing to pave through the global crusade Cameroon is blessed with from the 23rd to the 28th of March 2023. Worth noting, the General Superintendent of Deeper Christian Life Ministry and convener of Global Crusade with Kumuyi, GCK, in Cameroon fulfills his vision set to put Central Africa sub-region on the world map as he hosts millions of Christian faithfuls across the globe. This 6-day power-packed crusade with the theme, "This Same Jesus, the Prince of Peace," is coming at a time when millions of people across the world, Cameroon inclusive, are grappling with deep-seated emotional problems, dependence on psychotropic drugs, spike on suicide rates, geometrical increase in crime rates, economic doldrum, global unrest, and many more.
And out of Cameroon today, we visited Uganda, Kenya, Chad, and Tanzania, where at least 5 persons have died and 3 others treated for Marburg virus. Developments of this and more. Quintophone.
Let's begin at on the African continent in Tanzania, where health authorities on Tuesday confirmed that at least 5 people have died and 3 others have been treated for the Ebola-like Marburg virus. Like Ebola, the Marburg virus originates in bats and spreads between people via close contact with the bodily fluids of infected persons, and if left untreated, Marburg can be fatal in up to 88% of people. So far, there are no authorized vaccines or drugs to treat Marburg, but hydration treatment to alleviate symptoms can improve the chances of survival. Elsewhere, more than 400 rebels in Chad have been handed life sentences following the death of former rebel Idris Deby Itno, who was killed in 2021. According to a public prosecutor, the rebels were sentenced for acts of terrorism, recruitment of child soldiers, and assault in the head of state. Know that in early 2021, the country's main rebel group, the Front for Change and Concord in Chad, launched an offensive on the north of the country, which led to the death of Marshal Deby, Chad's iron-fisted ruler, on April 20. Away from Chad, let's move over to Kenya, where more than 200 people have been arrested in a nationwide protest against President William Ruto's government of a high living cost. Protesters took to the streets of the capital Nairobi and several other cities in response to a call for demonstrations by opposition leader Raila Odinga. Mr. Odinga has vowed to continue with the campaign for a nationwide protest. Let's conclude our show in Uganda, where Parliament on Tuesday passed sweeping gay legislation which proposes tough new penalties for same-sex relationship following a highly charged and chaotic session. Under the proposed law, anyone in the country who engages in same-sex activity or who identifies publicly as LGBT could face up to 10 years in prison.
And in sports, barely 2 days to the 2023 AFCON qualifiers clash at home against Namibia, Carl Tokwe Kambi has also been confirmed unfit to participate in the double-header confrontation due to hamstring injury picked up during Rennes's 2-0 win over Paris Saint-Germain in the Ligue 1. This was confirmed by the medical staff of the Cameroon national team yesterday, which will see the player out for about 10 days. This comes at a time when Choupo-Moting, Vincent Aboubakar and Faye Collins are also not eligible to play the game. Thus, a big blow for coach Bisong Bahanak. Cameroon hosts Namibia this Friday at the Amadou Ahidjo Stadium in Yaoundé. And in other news, there will definitely be a very tight contest this year, 2023, for the African Footballer of the Year race, considering the excellent performances of some African footballers at their club this season. Let us get more details in this report.
Existing winners of the CAF African Footballer of the Year, the likes of Senegal's Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah of Egypt and Algeria's Riyad Mahrez have not been in their best of form this season, having shared the top spots among themselves since 2016. It is unarguable that Nigeria's international and Napoli striker Victor Osimhen is set to break their monopoly. Scoring back-to-back in a league as difficult as the Italian Serie A, no one would want to bet against him winning the African Footballer of the Year award, last won by a Nigerian, Nwankwo Nkanu, in 1999. Osimhen has already scored 25 goals in 29 matches so far this season, standing as the current top scorer of the league and even favorite to finish as the Italian Serie A top scorer. And if that happens, it will make him the first African player to reach that height, a league where only Samuel Eto'o and George Weah as African starred in. But then, Victor has other competitors. Cameroon and Bayern Munich star Eric Maxime Choupo-Moting is a big rival, who has already scored 17 goals and 4 assists in 26 games this season. Stating the obvious that Choupo is in form and a marksman for Bayern this season will be an understatement. There is Cameroon's national team captain Vincent Aboubakar, who had a memorable World Cup tournament. Most notable is his performance against Serbia and tournament favorites Brazil. He helped Cameroon do what no African country could and has. He currently counts 3 goals and 1 assist in 7 games for Besiktas, plus 4 goals and 2 assists in 12 games for Al Nassr this season. Hopes are higher this year for a top 5 finish despite coming 10th place in the 2022 awards. Mohamed Kudus of Ghana and Ajax certainly has the right to dream this season. Having an excellent season with Ajax, he has scored 18 goals and 5 assists in 36 games so far, and it should not be a surprise if Kudus makes the CAF Team of the Year. Ghana's Thomas Partey too has been one of the best African players in Europe's English Premier League, and so he stands a chance to make the list after becoming the first African nation to reach the semi-finals of the World Cup. Morocco could have 1 or 2 of their biggest stars in the continent's Best Player award, and that would be no other but Achraf Hakimi. The defender counts 4 goals and 5 assists in 32 games for Paris Saint-Germain this season and was 8th placed in the 2022 awards. He played a vital role in the World Cup and even scored the winning penalty against Spain in the round of 16. Algeria and Manchester City's Riyad Mahrez, Egypt and Liverpool's Mo Salah, then Senegal and Bayern Munich forward Sadio Mane, who is the current African Player of the Year, completes the list of the usual inclusions.
The sports story brings today's newscast to an end. It was supervised by Editor-in-Chief Faith Tata, produced by Ewane Nolinga. For presentation, I was Macdella, Eyong, Bisong. Thank you for watching. Good night.